As we step into a new year, we are invited to embrace the possibility of transformation, of leaving behind the weight of past mistakes and burdens and allowing ourselves the opportunity to begin again. A new year offers us a fresh start, a blank canvas on which we can paint the next chapter of our lives. But with this new beginning comes the responsibility to look within and to reflect on who we have been and who we want to become. The calendar turning is not merely a passing of time, it is a moment that beckons us to make choices, to decide where we want to go, and to find the courage to take that first step. As we face the arrival of a new year, we are presented with an invitation to embrace new opportunities for growth and transformation. This is not just an external opportunity, it is one that begins within. The past year has its own set of challenges, triumphs, failures, and lessons. But with the turn of a new year, we are granted a chance to reshape ourselves, to become something greater, and to seize the potential that the future holds. Yet, how often do we truly grasp this invitation? How many times do we allow the comfort of the familiar to blind us to the opportunities right in front of us? This is the time to reflect on how we approach change and growth. Embracing new opportunities requires an intentional shift in our mindset, one that calls for us to step outside of our comfort zones and take the risks necessary to evolve. The fear of change is something that many of us experience. We find comfort in the known, even when that known is not serving us well. Whether it's a job we're not passionate about, a relationship that has grown stagnant, or a routine that keeps us stuck, we tend to hold on to the familiar because it feels safe. Yet, it is often in the very discomfort of change that we discover new possibilities, new ways of thinking, and new versions of ourselves. When we resist change, we resist the chance to become who we are meant to be. Change can feel like an overwhelming leap into the unknown, but it is important to remember that nothing changes without taking that first step. And in taking that step, we open ourselves to a world of opportunities that were previously out of reach. In embracing new opportunities, we are not merely looking for a change in our surroundings or circumstances. Rather, it is an internal shift, a transformation in how we perceive the world and our place in it. Growth begins when we start seeing challenges not as obstacles, but as invitations to grow. When we face difficulty, we are given the chance to develop resilience, to sharpen our skills, and to build our capacity for handling adversity. Every hardship is an opportunity for personal development, and every success, no matter how small, is a sign of progress. The process of growth is a continuous one, requiring a willingness to adapt, to learn, and to stretch beyond our previous limits. It is important to remember that growth is not linear, and it does not always happen in a smooth, predictable manner. Sometimes growth comes in fits and starts, in moments of clarity, and in times of struggle. In the pursuit of growth, we must acknowledge the importance of taking risks. Opportunities for transformation do not present themselves in perfect conditions. The environment may not always be ideal, and the path may be unclear. But it is only by stepping out of our comfort zone that we allow new opportunities to present themselves. We often wait for the perfect time to make a change, but in truth, the right time will never come unless we create it. Every new opportunity we encounter requires us to step into the unknown with faith and courage, knowing that the process of transformation is worth the risk. And while failure may be a part of the journey, it is not the end. Failure is not a mark of defeat, but an opportunity to learn, adjust, and try again. The willingness to embrace failure as a part of the growth process is key to unlocking the potential that lies ahead. The new year offers us a unique opportunity to reconsider the goals and dreams we have for ourselves. It is a time to ask ourselves, what do we truly want? What is it that we long to achieve, to experience, or to become? Too often, we allow the distractions of everyday life to keep us from focusing on what truly matters. The noise of obligations, expectations, and external pressures can drown out our inner desires. But if we are willing to take the time to pause and listen to our own hearts, we will find that the new year is filled with possibilities waiting to be explored. Embracing new opportunities requires us to reconnect with our purpose, to remember the passions that once ignited us, and to take deliberate action toward bringing those passions to life. It is about rediscovering the drive within and fueling it with the energy and enthusiasm that a fresh start can bring. At the heart of embracing new opportunities is the understanding that the future is not something that simply happens to us. It is something that we actively shape. Every choice we make, every decision we take, is a step toward creating the future we want. It is not a matter of waiting for opportunities to come to us, but of seeking them out, creating them, and being open to the possibilities that lie just beyond our comfort zone. The new year, then, is not a passive event, but an active force. We are not simply observers in our own lives, but creators of the world we want to live in. And by seizing the opportunities that come our way, we begin to build the life we desire, one decision at a time. One of the greatest barriers to embracing new opportunities is the fear of failure. We often shy away from change because we are afraid of the unknown, of making a mistake, or of falling short of our own expectations. But failure is not something to fear, it is something to learn from. Each failure provides us with invaluable lessons, ones that we cannot gain from success alone. The key is not to avoid failure, but to embrace it, to learn from it, and to use it as a stepping stone toward greater achievements. If we allow ourselves to be paralyzed by the fear of failure, we will miss out on the very opportunities that have the potential to transform our lives. The willingness to fail, to take risks, and to keep moving forward despite setbacks is what ultimately leads to growth and success. Finally, embracing new opportunities requires us to have faith in ourselves. It is easy to doubt our abilities, to wonder if we are capable of achieving our dreams or if we are worthy of success. But self-doubt is often a product of our fears and insecurities, and it can hold us back from pursuing what we truly desire. The truth is that we are all capable of great things, even if we do not always see it in ourselves. The new year calls us to trust in our own potential, to believe in the possibility of change, and to step forward with confidence, knowing that every opportunity we embrace brings us one step closer to the person we are meant to be. In embracing new opportunities, we embrace the potential for transformation, not just in the world around us, but in ourselves. We take the risks, face the challenges, and cultivate the courage to step into the unknown. We see growth not as a destination, but as a journey, one that requires us to continuously evolve and adapt. The new year, in all its promise, offers us a chance to begin anew, to build the life we desire, and to become the best version of ourselves. It is up to us to seize that opportunity and make the most of the possibilities before us. Letting go of past regrets is often one of the most difficult challenges we face as we embark on a new beginning. The weight of past mistakes, missed opportunities, and unfulfilled dreams can weigh heavily on our hearts, making it hard to believe in the possibility of starting anew. We cling to our memories, sometimes allowing them to define who we are, and in doing so, we allow the past to shape our present. But a new beginning requires us to release the grip we have on the past, to let go of the things that no longer serve us, and to make room for new opportunities, new growth, and a fresh perspective. The truth is, no matter how hard we try, we cannot change what has already happened. The past is gone, and it cannot be rewritten. We must learn to accept it for what it is, with all its imperfections and missteps. This does not mean we forget the lessons learned or ignore the experiences that have shaped us. Rather, it means we stop allowing those past moments to control us, to hold us back, or to dictate our future. Letting go of regret doesn't mean we erase the memories, but rather we choose to accept them without letting them define us. We make peace with the past so that it no longer has power over our present or future. In letting go, we free ourselves to move forward. We often hold on to regret because we are afraid of facing what is ahead. The fear of failure or disappointment can keep us in a state of paralysis, preventing us from taking the first step toward change. But it is only when we release the past that we are able to move forward with confidence and hope. The new beginning we seek is only possible when we free ourselves from the chains of past mistakes, when we stop living in the shadow of what might have been and start focusing on what can still be. Letting go is not an easy task. It requires us to confront our own emotions, to accept our imperfections, and to forgive ourselves for the things we cannot change. It requires a shift in mindset, from a focus on what was lost to an understanding of what can still be gained. We must learn to be kind to ourselves, to acknowledge that mistakes are a part of life, and that they do not define our worth or potential. It is through self-compassion that we allow ourselves the freedom to move forward, to try again, and to believe in the possibility of something better. When we hold on to regret, we are constantly looking backward, and this prevents us from seeing the opportunities ahead. It keeps us stuck in the past, rehashing old stories, and lamenting what could have been. But the truth is, the future is not written yet, and it is waiting for us to step into it with open hands and an open heart. The new year offers us the chance to release the weight of regret and begin again. We have the power to choose how we move forward, to shape our story from this moment onward. Letting go of the past is not about forgetting, it's about choosing to live in the present and moving toward a future that is filled with possibility. Hope is a powerful force, one that sustains us even in the darkest of times. It is the quiet, persistent belief that no matter what we are facing, things can get better. Hope is not a mere wish or fleeting fantasy, it is the fuel that keeps us going when we feel like giving up. The light that helps us navigate through the uncertainty and chaos of life. As we approach a new year, it is important to recognize the role hope plays in our lives and how it can shape the course of our future. It is hope that gives us the courage to take risks, to try again, and to move forward, even when the road ahead is unclear. Hope is often born from a vision of something better. It is a belief that change is not only possible but inevitable if we are willing to take the necessary steps toward it. In the face of hardship, hope encourages us to keep going, to continue moving forward, even when progress seems slow or impossible. It is easy to lose sight of hope when things are not going well, when setbacks seem constant, or when we feel overwhelmed by the weight of our challenges. But it is in these moments that hope becomes most important. It is hope that keeps us from becoming consumed by despair, that helps us find meaning and purpose even in the midst of struggle. Without hope, we would be adrift, unable to see beyond our immediate difficulties. It is hope that anchors us to something greater, something beyond our current circumstances. Hope is not about ignoring reality or pretending that everything is fine when it is not. It is not about denying the struggles we face or the pain we feel. Rather, hope is about acknowledging our struggles while still believing that we can rise above them. Hope allows us to face the truth of our situation and yet still believe that change is possible, that we are capable of overcoming adversity, that our efforts will lead to growth and transformation. It is hope that gives us the strength to keep going when we feel weak, the resilience to get back up after we fall, and the determination to continue working toward our goals, even when it seems like we are not making progress. The new year offers a unique opportunity to reconnect with hope. As the calendar turns, we are given a chance to reset, to reflect on the past, and to envision a future that is brighter, better, and more aligned with our deepest desires. The hope that comes with the new year is not just about wishing for things to improve, it is about believing that we have the power to make those improvements happen. Hope gives us the strength to set new goals, to pursue new dreams, and to take new actions. It encourages us to look beyond our current limitations and see the potential for something greater. But hope is not a passive feeling, it requires action. It requires us to take the steps necessary to turn our dreams into reality, to persist in the face of challenges, and to trust that the effort we put in will yield results. In order to truly embrace hope, we must also cultivate patience. Change does not happen overnight, and the road to achieving our goals is rarely smooth. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and moments of doubt along the way. But hope teaches us that these challenges are not the end of the road, they are simply part of the process. Patience is the understanding that progress takes time, that we may not see immediate results, but that each step we take brings us closer to where we want to be. Hope gives us the endurance to keep moving forward, even when we cannot yet see the fruits of our labor. It teaches us to trust the journey, to have faith that our efforts will eventually lead to success, and to remain steadfast even in the face of adversity. Hope is also a source of strength in difficult times. When life feels overwhelming, when everything seems to be falling apart, hope is the lifeline that keeps us going. It reminds us that no matter how dark the night, the dawn will come. Hope tells us that even the greatest of storms will eventually pass, and that after the rain there will be sunshine. Hope is what allows us to find meaning in our struggles, to see them as temporary and transformative rather than permanent crippling. In times of hardship, hope helps us hold on to the belief that there is something better waiting for us, that the pain we experience will ultimately lead to growth and healing. When we embrace hope, we also embrace possibility. Hope allows us to imagine a future that is different from our present, to see beyond our current limitations and believe in the potential for change. It is easy to become stuck in our current circumstances, to believe that things will never improve or that we are unable to change. But hope gives us the courage to dream bigger, to pursue things that may seem out of reach, and to take bold steps toward creating the life we desire. Hope is the belief that anything is possible, if we are willing to put in the effort and the time. It opens up a world of possibilities, reminding us that no dream is too big and no goal is too far-fetched. However, hope is not something we can simply wish for. It is something we must actively cultivate. It requires effort and intention. But in order to nurture hope, we must surround ourselves with positive influences, engage in activities that inspire and uplift us, and stay connected to the things that bring us joy and fulfillment. We must also be mindful of our thoughts and attitudes, focusing on the possibilities rather than the limitations. The more we practice hope, the stronger it becomes, and the more it empowers us to take action, face challenges, and create the future we desire. As we enter a new year, let us remember the power of hope. Let us allow hope to guide us through the difficulties we may face, to inspire us to take action toward our dreams, and to remind us that no matter what happens, we are capable of overcoming anything. Hope is the force that drives us to continue, to keep striving, and to believe in the possibilities of the future. It is the light that shines in the darkness, the strength that carries us when we are weary, and the belief that no matter how tough things get, we can always find a way to rise above. With hope in our hearts, we are unstoppable. Taking responsibility for our future is one of the most empowering decisions we can make. It is easy to fall into the trap of believing that life happens to us, that we are mere spectators in our own journey. But the truth is, we hold more power than we often realize. Every decision, every action, every thought has the potential to shape our future. By taking responsibility, we are not simply accepting the circumstances of our lives, we are choosing to take charge of our destiny. This mindset shift allows us to move from a passive role to an active one, enabling us to influence the direction our lives will take. At the core of taking responsibility is the realization that we are the authors of our own story. It is easy to blame external factors, circumstances, other people, or even luck for where we are in life. While these things may play a role, they do not hold the ultimate power. We are the ones who make the choices that determine how we respond to challenges, how we grow from setbacks, and how we pursue our goals. Taking responsibility means owning our decisions, both the good and the bad, without making excuses. When we do this, we gain the freedom to change course when needed, to learn from our mistakes, and to build a future that is aligned with our true desires. Responsibility also requires a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles that are out of our control, we begin to view them as opportunities for growth. Every hardship, every struggle is an opportunity to build resilience, to develop new skills, and to become stronger. When we take responsibility for our future, we stop waiting for the perfect moment or the right circumstances. We understand that life will never be without challenges, but those challenges do not have to define us. It is how we respond to them that shapes our journey. When we face difficulties with a sense of ownership, we empower ourselves to find solutions and to grow through the process. One of the greatest benefits of taking responsibility is the sense of control it gives us. While we may not be able to control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond. We can choose to act with intention, to set clear goals, and to take steps toward the future we want. When we take responsibility for our future, we stop waiting for external circumstances to change and instead focus on what we can do to improve our own lives. We become active participants in our own success, no longer passive victims of fate. This sense of responsibility also calls us to cultivate discipline and consistency. Taking charge of our future requires us to show up every day, to put in the work, and to remain committed to our vision. It's easy to get discouraged when progress seems slow or when things don't go as planned. But responsibility means continuing to move forward even when the path is unclear. It means staying focused on the long-term goal even when faced with temporary setbacks. Responsibility is not about seeking instant gratification, it's about understanding that true growth and success require patience, persistence, and hard work. In taking responsibility for our future, we also embrace the power of choice. Every day we are presented with countless decisions, big and small, that will shape the course of our lives. Whether it's how we spend our time, who we surround ourselves with, or the actions we take toward our goals, each choice matters. Taking responsibility means making those choices with intention, ensuring that they align with our values and aspirations. It means not letting fear, doubt, or external pressure dictate our decisions, but instead trusting ourselves to make choices that will lead us to the future we desire. Ultimately, taking responsibility is about recognizing that our future is not something that happens to us, it is something we create. The choices we make today determine the reality we experience tomorrow. When we take full responsibility for our future, we step into our power, embrace our potential, and commit to creating the life we truly want. We no longer wait for permission or for things to fall into place. We take the reins and move forward with confidence, knowing that we have the ability to shape our own destiny.